Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second game of round 5 of IASAS Soccer Girls. I'm filling in for Guion, who has to do a little bit of reporting. He'll be here to do your play-by-play, but this is Connor Duffy again in the booth, just to set up the game between the ISB Panthers and the Jakarta Dragons. A very important game for the Panthers. If they want to get into the final, they have to win this match. It still would be out of their hands. They're currently on 6 points, and Singapore are on 7. Manila have already booked their place into the final with a 3-1 win earlier this morning against the ISKL Panthers. So Manila on 11, Singapore on 7 with 1 game to play, ISB on 6 with 1 game to play. So ISB need to win here and hope that Singapore and Taipei, Singapore does not get a win over Taipei if they want to make the final. You'd have to say that the edge is to Singapore, but Taipei play a pretty good brand of football. So that final game, which should be happening at around 2:30 or so, if you're a Singapore or Taipei fan, will be very important. Anyway, here we are with ISB and Jakarta. ISB are on 6 points. They've won 2 and lost 2. They have 5 goals for and 7 goals against. Jakarta have been kind of the defensive stalwart the entire tournament. Their first 3 games were 0-0 draws, and then they drew 2-2 with ISKL. So they've scored 2 and conceded 2. Coach McTeague has them very organized in the back. They don't give away very much, and they'd love to get a win here. If they win, that gets them up to 7 points, which would pretty much guarantee them a space in the bronze medal match. So it's a Rudin to get us going. Ref checks his, you have the clock going, yeah? Not yet. Not yet. No, get ready to get going. There we go. The clock is going. Mr. Bell quick on the finger. Vardana with the long ball. That is Marlowe at left back for Bangkok, but Widodo wins the ball wins the throw in for the Dragons in the far corner. This will be, I believe it's Weirjawan. It might be Sarmiento. I think it's Weirjawan. Looked a bit of a foul throw, but the ref lets it go. It was Chow that tried to get on the end of that, and it's another throw in for the Dragons. Away from Marlowe. And again, Marlowe wins the challenge, but it's the third throw in a row for the Dragons. One by Chow. She tries to turn into Liu. And the Bangkok Panthers come away with that throw-in. Long throw-in from Marlowe. Segura tries to get on the end of it and can't. And that looks like it will go for a throw-in. The back 4 of the Panthers is anchored by Olivia Scott. McRae, Marlowe, and Bremner tend to play that position. Round out the back 4. Yusuf with the goal kick. Can't get it by. Ooh, the ref spots a handball, and that'll be a free kick out for the Panthers. Well, Eric. Free kick for Yusuf. Olivia Scott will take it. She finds Bremner. And Bremner has a lot of space. She turns and opens. Looks for Liu. It gets out of the muck there, and now we'll put it down the line. It's a good ball. That one went out before it was touched by Sarmiento, and it's Dragon throw-in. We'll turn it over to Guion now. He'll take you the rest of the way.
Is the blue pen currently playing?
Who?
The blue is currently playing.
I don't know.
Put in blue pen.
I don't see her out there.
Okay, so it's to no joke. Coach McTeague demanding his team continue to press, and you can see both coaches very active on their touch lines, encouraging their team forward. ISB, of course, have to bounce back after a disappointing defeat to SAS last night. JIS so far have remained strong and stable. They're going to need to step up their game if they want to try and create anything late on in this tournament. Ball still in ISB half, cleared up by McRae. Looking for Smith, however it's declared to be
Need to charge this.
a free kick for ISB, taken by Bremner quickly into Marlowe. Looking forward. No one there to pick it up. Krapayun running back to cover, but JIS's run continues. Bremner last one back. In a bit of a fight here with Tanojo for the ball. Flashes it out wide to Becker. Well covered by Krapayun, who's run a long way back to get that. Segura now against Tanojo. Looking wide, Marlowe is there to sweep up with the shot. Still gets away from SAS and he goes behind for a goal kick. And free kick, goal kick rather, for the ISB goalkeeper Yusuf here. And just to remind you of the schedule, ISM are confirmed to be the final. JIS will need something of a miracle if they want to get in to the final here. Looks like, however, they'll be trying to keep their place in the consolation game, which is confirmed, almost confirmed, if they can get a point here. As it stands, they're level on points with TAS with 5. And it's a free kick now for JIS as they swing it in. Could be a bit of trouble for Yusuf, but it goes behind and doesn't create too much of a problem for them. Kick by Yusuf looking for Bremner. Goes a bit too high for Bremner. And it's going to be another throw in for us, for JIS. Becca going out there to get the ball for her teammate Sarmiento. Sarmiento with the throw. McRae first to it. Another throw for JIS. Coach McTeague meticulously preparing the set piece routine. And unfortunately, his plans cannot be executed thanks to the referee's whistle. And I can tell you the volume here is very, very high thanks to the robust personality, shall we say, of both coaches. Bremner now standing over a free kick to relieve pressure for ISB. Trying to organize JIS continuing to hold a high line, but the defense has dropped back. Stavelski alone in the other half. Tanojo fighting for it. Free kick for ISB. Chow with too harsh a tackle. Krapayun over the free kick, gives it back to Bremner now, who will take it once again. McRae being told to mark the player in front of her, which is Zairudin. Bremner looks long, looking for Segura. Cleared up by Tanojo. Bremner over a throw in this time. And the contrast between two ISB coaches, Scott and Kirk, is very clear to see. Lewin with a good header. Scott with some time on the ball, which quickly finishing. Gets the ball to Marlowe. Looking for another chance to continue her play. Marlowe tries to get out wide there to Krapayun. Finds Marlowe once again. Is put under an immense amount of pressure by Zarudin. Zarudin tries to slip it through, but it'll end up rolling harmlessly to the hands of Yusuf. Lou coming out to the near touch line. Bremner on the ball looking for Lou. Finds her. Picked off by Becker. And Becker conceives a throw in. Bremner on the ball. ISB bench cheering her on. Looking for Segura. Tackled by Tanojo. Segura still on the ball. Throw in for JIS. Sorry, ISB giving the throw in instead. Again, the right back steps up for the throw in. thrown long, looking for Smith. Krapayun clears it high and over the benches. Coach McTeague himself running behind to retrieve the ball and get his team quickly on the restart. And ISB fans now singing a new rendition of what sounds like Seven Nation Army. Krapayun fighting for the ball. Segura gets it clear. Smith with a... and Stabelski had a bit of a chase. Stabelski almost gets there. Sarmiento can clear. Segura first to it. Segura still on the ball. Tackled by Tenojo. Segura not giving up the chase though. Segura. Still on it. Looks for an option on the far side. Unfortunately, it's cut short, and ISB get a free kick from it. It's actually Bremner standing over the ball here.
The quality was very bad, Darren. It's not happy. I had Taylor pull it down, actually.
Bremner waiting for the moment to play it in.
So, what time are you supposed to come in?
Played in by Bremner. Headed out by a JIS player. Appeals are unfounded for ISB and they must retreat once again.
Okay, coming at your regular time, yep. Bye.
And pressure relieved by a goal kick for Van der Poel. Scott first time clears it high, gives something to Smith and Stabelski up top to feed off of the scraps of a mistaken touch by JIS. And Coach McTeague has prepared 3 substitutes to come on now to refresh his team here. Of course, just to remind you, JIS are fighting for a place in the consolation game, whereas ISB are fighting for a place in the championship game. Throw-in comes in from Marlowe, reaches a crowd of JIS players. That crowd still withstanding. Segura on the ball, loses it. McRae in a chase, which she wins. Switches the play across to Lou. He's going to fight for the ball here. Lou emerges from it and fails to keep the ball in. And JIS can finally make those 3 substitutes. Zarudin comes off, so does Chow. And Redodo. 3 substitutes on for JIS. Good turn there by the newly introduced number 17 for JIS, who was Alsager.
Get it out. Heads up.
Sun sneaks behind the clouds, so I'm going to throw. After to fight for it, ends up being unsuccessful. Stabelski chooses back to help her defense. Marlowe gets the ball clear eventually. Smith to give chase. Kennedy Smith being willed on by her crowd, but her shot ends up going wide. And Coach McTeague still demanding nothing short of perfection from his team as he continues to shout. Guadana can't clear it. Sarmiento can. Only to Scott. Good control by Scott. Scott confidently striding forward on the ball now, trying to slip it through to Lou. Cut out by JIS defense. Sarmiento clears. Krapayun in a race for it. Krapayun still on it. Krapayun plays the through ball. Difficult now for Stabelski and Lou to chase. Neither can get to it. And well done there by Bordana to carry the ball in behind. Cleared out by Van der Poel. Only as far as Smith. Now Segura gonna fight for it again, back to Smith. ISB trying to get a few minutes on the ball Stabelski's touch lets her down a little bit, but she's still going to give chase to it. Stabelski comes close, but Vanderpool's first to it, the goalkeeper. Vanderpool clears it towards Lou on this right-hand side. Controlled well by Widodo. Scott gets a foot in, finds Smith, trying to flick it onto Segura. Can't. Scott in a bit of a race to make sure she keeps control of the ball. Taking a bit too much time on it and brilliantly spins out of danger. Scott allows the pressure to come onto her and spins out of it. Excellently done by Scott. But unfortunately the team can't make much out of the chance as the ball deflects off Segura and goes behind for a JIS throw in. Marlowe first to intercept. Stabelski to give chase. Vanderpool to clear high for JIS. Bremner gets there first. Bremner in a bit of a race now to make sure that Widodo doesn't get on the ball. Widodo does still on the ball. Of course, mind you, there are multiple Widodos in this team. Sisters. JIS's defenders, namely Sarmiento, coming up to aid and take the throw in. McRae first to it, kicks it behind. And two substitutes being lined up for ISB once again. Trying to refresh the numbers a little bit for ISB. Those substitutes look like they are preparing. Sarmiento on the ball, looks for it, only finds Lou, who attempts to clear. Lou still on the ball, carrying it forward herself pretty confidently, trying to slip a through ball, ends up in the hands, or the feet rather, of Rutana, who clears it. Marlowe fighting for it in the middle. Karpayun trying the same. Segura over the ball now. Free kick going the way of ISB. And it's going to be a water break now, the first one of the game. Still no goals for either side.
Yep. Yes. Yep.
Shum was introduced alongside Riva. That is the two names that are newly entering this game. And by the look of it, the two have been withdrawn are Lou and the other one I can't quite make out yet, but I guess we will see as the game progresses who the other substitute was. My guess is oh yeah, the one who was removed. We can now confirm was Smith, the younger Smith. Of course, reminded there's two in this team. And Riva to give chase, this time the other Smith to give chase. Segura first to it, gives Smith something rather impossible to work with her clearance. Sarmiento now to throw the ball in. Sarmiento throws. Widodo to head it on. The line continues. McRae with some time tries to play from the back. The pressure from JIS is telling. To give you some insight, I overheard Coach Kirk's halftime team talk concerned passing the ball from the back. Some of the ISB have struggled to do so far this tournament. Scott has been the main proponent of it, but hasn't fully worked, and it probably will work against a team that wants to press high, and JIS are trying that. Coach McTeague demanding. Yes.
You sound pretty definitive.
Coach McTeague trying to encourage his team to play a very high line. So far, it's working. ISB haven't cleared the ball out yet.
They're keeping it down on their end. Is that what you mean by that?
They're keeping it down their end, yeah.
Gotcha.
It's a high line from JIS, means
High
they're...
line, GIS. Oh,
GIS.
alright, GIS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Teaching me some soccer, I'm sorry, some football skills here.
Yeah.
I'm American.
Yes, to learn.
You can tell by the performance of the American team we suck.
Actually, one American team's in the... Oh, well. Yeah. The women's team is good for
Women's
America.
team is
We're very good.
Yes.
Men's team is...
Always representing us well, but
Yeah.
the men's team, well, we won't talk about them.
Yeah. You won't. Back on the ball now for JIS. Mistaken touch allows Riva to run onto the end of it. She gets it and has some space to run ahead of her. Trying to escape the pressure of JIS. Results in nothing more than another JIS throw in. They can relaunch their attack. Riva finds Shum. Shum trying to turn. Back to Riva once again, looking for Stabelski this time. Quite a race if she wants to beat Rodana to it. Rodana is forced to play it behind, thanks to the pressure from ISB. This time it's ISB's turn to put a high line up.
High line.
Yes.
Alright.
It's ISB's turn to play the high line. However, not as aggressive. 4 players are staying back for ISB as opposed to only 3 for JIS.
So why would they only play? Why wouldn't they play 3 back?
I guess JIS are, I wouldn't say more confident, but okay, now we see ISB trying to commit more. Scott's gone up, now they're left only 2 behind.
Okay.
This is for a corner though, but
So it's a commitment.
yeah, kind of.
Okay.
The high line comes in when the other team has a throw in. It depends how confident you are you win the ball back on the first try.
Gotcha.
Because if you can't and the ball comes behind, you're outnumbered in the back, you're pretty much done. Watch the boys team do it, they try it sometimes as well. And it requires a lot of energy. In from Segura.
Header.
It goes over the bar. And ISB forced to retreat. As Van der Poel looks to take the goal kick. McTeague calling more players back to ensure ISB can't spring anything from this. Tries to go out wide, finds Stabelski. Shum will give chase. It's a chance up for Shum, and Van der Poel is there first once again to patrol the edge of her area and get the ball safely in her hands.
Got a sub here trying to get in.
Yep. But the roster number 4 is Wurjawan. Sarmiento on the ball now. Taken behind for a throw for Smith. JIS in retreat. Bremner standing over it, looking long. Smith's header back on Bremner, looking for Stabelski. Finds Stabelski. Looking for Segura now. Smith in a good position to capitalize. Sarmiento's there first. Very well done from her to stop this promising attack from ISB, but Smith still on it. Smith not giving up the chase. This time it's Verdana, the captain, who makes sure the situation doesn't amount to anything for ISB. But it is a throw in, and Bremner will continue this trend of her taking throws on his right hand side. Marlowe coming up, leaving 2 behind. In comes it from Bremner. Stabelski trying to head it on. Verdana clears it as far as Bremner, whose cross doesn't get far enough to cause a trouble. But Krapayun deflects at a potential clearance from JIS, and it's still in the hands of ISB, and it's still in a very promising position. And JIS calling for strong defense. It'll be necessary now. Smith wanting to take it out. Segura giving chase to it. It looks like it's going to be a goal kick. Sorry?
Here, 3-1. Wasn't it 3-1?
3-1 to Manila.
3-1 Manila.
Yeah.
Manila confirming the final. And now there goes the sub. Wurjuan coming on.
8 going on.
And number 8, Becker, no, Kim going off.
And number 2 is now
Number
waiting
2,
to go
Becker,
in.
now standing over to enter the game.
Maybe not.
And has been recalled by the JIS bench and walks out again from the JIS bench. Something's trying to get right there. Fourth official takes it in good humor though. Segura spinning, looking for an opportunity to put Shum through. Can't. McRae first to it. Stabelski trying to give chase once again to the ISB defense. Bremner gets a foot to it. Bremner pushed over. And a free kick given to ISB, and in a situation you don't see very often, the ISB coach is quite upset to be given a free kick. Both coaches are actually upset. In fact, both coaches are upset with the referee. That's kind of rare, but some decisions have been questionable, but all in all, I can't say his performance has been particularly bad. Yusuf being told to release long and high for Smith. The header from Widodo goes behind for another throw for Bremner near the ISB bench, where she can get a prep talk before throwing the ball back in. Widodo with the header again. McRae first to it. Tanojo to bring it back in. McRae does very well to stop the attack. Widodo once again patrolling her side very well, and has a couple of seconds now to think what she's going to do next. Widodo trying to slip through Alsager, beaten to it by the ISB defense. And now 2 subs coming on for JIS. First one is Becker for Widodo. Second one is Tanojo coming on for number 15, Kumada. Bremner still in. Riva tries to get that under control, unsuccessful ultimately. Marlowe to it now, trying to sweep up at the back. Shum fighting for the ball. Marlowe gave to her. Cleared long by JIS. Easy for Scott, makes it look very easy, very calm on the ball. The clearance results in a JIS throw in, and ISB not exactly attempting to pressure or play a high line this time.
Push it around thing.
And number 7, Sarudin, is called off for number 17. Alsager re-enters the game. JIS's stream forward coming in a set of throws once again. ISB will need a bit of a boost. They want to get their team going. 8, Kim. Coming on now as substitute. Not before ISB launch another attack. There's Segura looking for Stabelski and Smith. A double S up top. And Vanderpool with a second chance to clear. Smith can't do her usual job of sweeping up because lost her footing a bit, but now she has a chance on the ball. Smith still on it. Smith giving chase to it. Verdana trying to clear it. Vanderpool there first. A few players down in the heap there. Referee says play on. ISB continuing to play on. Stabelski trying it. And it ends up in a throw-in for one team, not before an ISB medical team will be asked to come on, at least a coach. In this case it's going to be Coach Scott of the ISB girls to come on and attend to the scenario they have at the edge of the box. And Kennedy Smith be called off, not before some intrigue concerning JIS insisted to start the game before their time. Now they'll be able to do it in time. And the change confirmed there, Kennedy Smith withdrawn from the game and replaced by Juan Fan Lu on the right side here. And the ball is returned to ISB. And the pressure starts right away from JIS, no letting up. Brebner adds a couple of options. And the pressure works. A bit of confusion with JIS and what to do next. And Coach McTeague calling for high pressure from his team. Their entire defense in the enemy half at this point. Juan Van Lu manages to just about sneak it out. And the pressure is telling. JIS ramming it up now. And ISB looking a bit strained. Coach McTeague's calls to throw caution to the wind may be slightly successful now. JIS, of course, need this win. They're going to confirm their place in the consolation game. A draw will bring it down to goal difference. Unfortunately, the goal differential numbers aren't in front of us right now.
About a minute 30 left in regulation for the break.
Mr. Bell using his
My skills.
time-telling skills and growing
Well,
football.
our clock is off just a bit.
Okay, growing football vocabulary every minute.
This is true. This is true.
All right, next we'll teach you the offside trap. That's next.
That seems really complicated, Guillaume, but
Don't
I'm willing to learn.
All right. In comes the throw from JIS. McRae with a chance to put it behind once again. Reaching the end of the first half. Substitution for JIS. Being withdrawn, looks like number 13, which my handy dandy book tells me is, I don't know, but Tanojo is coming on. No.
13?
Yes. Sorry, Kumada is coming on.
13 is Jaja.
Dada is being withdrawn. And in comes the opportunity. Cleared up by Bremner. Bremner given a few seconds to rest. Can't pick out the pass though because Becker's presence was there. Segura now with a couple of seconds, but there's very little time here as JIS continue to press and press and press. Becker trying the shot. Rolls into the hands of Yusuf. Sham now with time to turn. Closed down very quickly by Tanojo. Tanojo brought down by Sham, free kick for
1
JIS.
minute of penalty
And
time.
1 minute stoppage time. Stoppage time.
Stoppage time.
Stoppage time to be played.
not what do they call it?
Injury time as
Injury
well.
time.
That could be, that's also plausible.
Wow.
Welcome to American Learn Soccer words, rather
Right.
football words.
Seems weird that you would add time, but you know, I understand it's a different sport.
You don't stop the clock when you. That's actually debated in football whether we should stop the clock or not. In comes the ball, cleared up by McRae. Only as far as JS's
Should
anchoring
challenge him.
midfielder. Tanojo, the anchoring midfielder, doing her job. Sarmiento trying to get the ball in, headed on once again. Nobody following. Now someone following.
Ashley.
Looks like it's going to be Ashley Bremner to take the ball behind. And Sarmiento taking the ball up. Coach McTeish happy with the effort from his team.
Should be at it right
Throw in for Sarmiento in the dying seconds of this game. Referee making sure there's no contact between the players before the throw comes in. Might be hard. Becker just to get the header on it. Lou with a couple of seconds. Lou taking her time with it. And halftime
Halftime.
is upon us. Welcome to our halftime segment. Mr. Bell learns the offside trap.
The outside trap?
Offside trap.
Offside trap.
So offside is when the player that receives the ball is behind the last defender when the ball is passed.
okay.
So the squares are one team, all right,
All right.
and the circles are another team. And let's say the circle player is here,
Okay.
and the circle player is here.
Yes.
If when this player passes the ball, this
Uh-huh.
moment the ball leaves their foot, if the circle player is behind, it's offside.
What's that?
If the circle player is in line, it's onside.
Okay.
Point is, circle player must be in line. Once the ball is passed, then they can run,
Then they can go. So the ball has to be off the foot and in motion, and then they
before
can go.
they can go.
Okay. Gotcha.
Now the offside trap is when these four defenders of these three, or however many, step up high intentionally. So let's say circle player is waiting here, and everyone's in line,
Uh-huh.
but suddenly all these squares step
Drop
forward.
backwards.
They step forward just before the pass comes, and that catches the player offside before they know it.
Ah, sneaky, sneaky.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Okay, gotcha. Thanks for the good instruction there. Let's take a break, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back.
I think that someone said no.
Ice making a few inroads there after a slightly mistaken touch by Verdana allows ISB some room. JIS retreating quickly now, only leaving one player up, everyone else behind the ball. Bremner standing over it. Tries to throw again, a predictable target being Segura. Segura tries to reverse the ball to the feet of Stabelski. Doesn't work. Segura's still going to give chase, and it ends up being another ISB throw on the near side where the Panthers fans can give them some support. And the conditions here are getting even more hot. Very, very difficult now to maintain the high level of intensity. Whether that comes against JIS, coming back to bite them, will remain to be seen in the coming minutes. Shum tries a very speculative effort on goal, ends up going wide for a... And once again, JIS can get back into the meticulously prepared formation of Coach Martich. Sarmiento struggles to clear. Now she merges with it. Marlowe to try and put that back into the attacking line. A change of formation sees Segura partnering Stabelski up top, and Riva playing on the left midfield. I don't know what that's like. It's actually weird. I don't know if wear sunglasses. Now McRae giving chase to Zarudin. Given support by Kumada. Back into Zarudin. Scott covers very well there, and Scott can get the ball pass out as well. Very well done by Scott. Now on to Lou. Lou fighting for it. Trying to keep a hold of it. Lou tries to set Segura through, but she's declared to be offside. And Mr. Bell, you've learned what offside is.
Offsides.
Yes.
Is that what we got here? Is that, a little
that was an offside. That was an example of an offside.
We get a penalty, goal kick here or no?
Free kick.
Free kick.
Yes. And to continue your conversation earlier about the USA men's national team, it says a lot that the USA men's national team player, their best player, is 18 years old.
I heard that.
Yes.
I heard that.
His name is Christian Pulisic.
Pulisic, yeah. Does that mean though that they're no good because he's 18?
He's very good. Like, he's good by everyone's. He plays for a very big club in Europe. He's very highly rated, so I won't say it means the rest are bad, but it's a lot to rely on a young kid to carry you through.
Kid, I would say so.
That's for sure. But he's a very good one. Back to the game now. Shum trying to get a decent control of it. Once again, Shum plays forward as she so often does. Shum once again trying to lift the ball into the path of Stabelski. Very, very forward-thinking ISB side. Always trying to get the ball up every time they have the ball. Trying to launch it forward. Whether that's it requires a combination of a lot of ambition, maybe a bit of a lack of patience as well. Riva to give chase. Riva emerges with the ball from Kumada, who recovers her position very well. Marlowe trying to play the first time pass into Riva. Riva gonna chase Kumada, and ends up winning her team a throw, which Wurjawan will come over to take. A couple of subs being prepared for ISB once again. Ball headed out for another JIS throw in. It is going to be Wurjawan. Wurjawan launches it long. Riva looking for it. Here comes a very good chance for JIS. Their tackle is a bit too robust, and a chance to come out of it. Scott trying to execute her coach's plan with passing out from the back, taking a few risks there, but maybe risks that will pay off for ISB. And a couple of changes now for ISB. Off come Riva and Stabelski, on go MacArthur and Smith. The ball is cleared along. Hands of Marlowe.
The boys' finals at 5:30. The girls is at 7. In case they want to check in.
All right, yeah. Just a reminder, the boys' final is at 5:30. It's pretty much confirmed now. That'll be between SAS and ISB. At 7 o'clock, we'll have the girls' final, which is very much up in the air. That's what's being played for here now. If ISB win this, they'll be in a good position. But SAS, of course, also have a game to play. And on the other side, on field B, ISM going up against ISB in a game that pretty much means nothing, given ISB are confirmed to be in the finals. ISM, however, have a chance with a win to get into the consolation game. Verdana over the free kick. Coach Cook trying to organize his team from about 100 miles away, by the way he's screaming. Ends up being successful. Marlowe with a bit of time, launching it forward. Smith gets the ball and turns. Smith trying to slip it through to Segura. Segura can't get to it before Vanderpool. Coach Cook demanding a side push up higher, which Mr. Bell learned earlier means the high line, but he's gone away. But yeah, Mr. Bell is learning football really quickly today. Marlowe tries to head it on, hits the back of MacArthur, ball goes over the top, and someone tries to catch the ball, and we have a bit of a delay here as the ball is returned. 2 changes being made, 4 changes being made actually by JIS. Of course, Coach McTeague, as we've noted multiple times, plays a very high pressing style, requires his players to run quite a bit, and that means a lot of substitutions coming the way of JIS. Throw in given to ISB, which Marlowe goes over to take. We don't have much time remaining till the first water break of the second half. And a touch from Smith gives something for JIS to chase down. Scott trying to look for Bremner. Scott, very well done by Bremner to keep it in, but it does eventually go out for a throw in. Good attempt from Scott to spread the ball out wide to a player who's open on the far side. Verdana comes over to take a free kick, which was awarded to them. Once again, Coach Cook and Coach Scott trying to organize their defense and not allowing them any space in behind. Verdana tries the free kick in. Scott first to it, heads it behind.
It's nice to read all the good ones and say, yeah, that sounds great, I can do it. Then you got to do it yourself and feel like, oh, wait a second. Yep. Okay, so
Long kick from Yusuf. Finds Becker of JIS. Karpayoun emerges with the ball. Kennedy Smith trying to get there. McRae goes long. Segura turns very well. Segura still has some time on the ball. Segura trying to find Smith once again. Shum first to it, looking for Smith a second time. Smith chasing the ball down and ends up pushing JS a few yards back. And ISB using this as an excuse to push forward with a bit of risk involved, but McRae first to it and gets it out. Sarmiento with some time on the ball for JIS. Scott collects, finds Bremner. Bremner looking long. Eventually reaches goalkeeper Vanderpool. MacArthur's back, off the chance to McRae. Smith to give chase. Smith gets a foot on the ball, looking for Stabelski. Segura can't have that pass. He goes behind her though. Lou to give chase to it. Throw for JIS.
Dragonflies come out. Bad sign. Rain is coming.
And ISB looking to make another change. This time it looks like Koike running on the field now, replacing Lou. Referee not waiting for Koike to get into the space, starting right away. Coach Kirk upset by that, but prepared. Smith. First to it is Rojuan who clears it. Sham fighting for the ball. Goes out wide now to Widodo. Widodo. Sham chasing it down. And again, Marlowe chasing it down this time. Karpayoun tries to get a foot to it. Karpayoun with a second chance now. Segura trying to get to it. Marlowe lets it slip us behind slightly. Marlowe has to give chase to cover up, and she does so very, very well.
Concentrate. One of you.
Coach Scott demanding concentration from his players. Both coaches now trying to micromanage their team's defense in this corner. Yeah, they've micromanaged it to perfection, they hope. Ball still comes in. Emerging from it is Bremner. Can't quite get to it. Bremner tries a second time. Bremner to chase. Gets in behind there to Widodo and results in another JIS corner. And ISB back to their solid defensive shape. JS are being willed on there by their supporters. In comes the cross. Well done by Segura to defend it. Smith with some chances now gives a very tough ball for Koike to chase. Koike on the ball. Has Smith ahead of her. Karpayoun to fight for it. Scott to sweep it up, not before the referee awards a free kick the way of JIS. And away we go for another water break. confirmation that JIS face an uphill battle to get into the consolation match. Level on points with TAS if they get the draw. But of course, if TAS can draw with SAS themselves, they will get that spot. If TAS can win, they will be all the way up in the finals. Don't forget, ISM have carved their way up the top of this table with successive wins. Onto Smith, into Krapayun, Sham goes long. Stabelski to chase. Stabelski gets to it. Stabelski, and it's in the hands of the goalkeeper Vanderpool.
We got 63 votes that said our cafeteria food was healthy. 63 votes that said it wasn't.
Koike to give chase. Back into the feet of JIS's. Cleared out behind by Sham. Throw in for JIS. Pressure mounting. Stakes are rising. ISB need to pull out something special here if they're going to want to advance. A draw would be alright, but probably not enough. A win should be what it takes. Of course, that will still depend all on SAS's game later on today. But ISB need to do their work before waiting for others to do it as well. And so far, ISB have looked unable to complete that challenge. And again, Coach Scott and Coach Kirk are attempting to, as we say, micromanage many of the set plays this team are receiving, including throw-ins, of which they are plentiful. Stabelski looking for a chance. Kirk's frustration building slightly.
Good balance of the teams too.
I just need the next game.
And GIS bringing on 3 new players,
Can you have it all edited?
sticking in
Film
Coach
the very
McTeage's
final moments of both finals? Put them on
rotation system.
I'll try. The boys one I can do, the girls.
Like, is it as much as just clipping 30 seconds on to the end of it?
I'll do that. I'll just leave gaps for it.
What's that?
I'll leave gaps.
You
3
might just
changes
put, like, girls final
for
and
GIS.
then right when the whistle goes, filming
Becker,
girls coming off the bench as they run off.
Kim,
Boys final, boys running off the bench.
and
And that's it.
lastly Kumada coming on for
You
GIS.
really know what you're looking for.
For
It's just
ISB,
35
Koike
seconds.
being withdrawn for Lou. In comes the ball for ISB. Headed on by Smith. Smith still fighting for it. Marlowe up there too. ISB throwing people forward at this point. Marlowe dives in for the tackle. JIS trying to release that. Throw in for ISB, and both coaches pretty happy with that exchange. JIS keeping their solid defensive record intact, and ISB mounting the pressure when they need it most. Madonna clears. Sun emerges again. McRae misses the header. Marlowe trying to keep in control of it. In comes JIS through number 7. Zarudin. Zarudin with a chance. And Yusuf is there to clean up at the back. Bremner now coming forward of the ball. Looking to play in Stabelski on the far side. Lou on it now. Krapayun looking for Lou again. Well turned by Segura. Looking for Kennedy. Smith. Kennedy Smith to give chase now. Some space for Kennedy Smith, who has the shot. Kennedy Smith, and it's saved by Vanderpool once again. ISB creating a few more chances now. And it's Kennedy Smith who got to it. McRae and Marlowe trying. Scott must cover. Scott covers well. Keep control of the ball now and sends it out the side. Brick keeps it in. Paulson gets her hands to it. Played long by Yusuf. Headed back in by Tanojo. Scott with some time on the ball. Looking for Bremner. Bremner keeps it in. Looking for Lou. Scott goes long. Stabelski chasing. Stabelski wins her team a throw. Lou to take it quickly. ISB pouring forward. 3 more subs for JIS. Just over 5 minutes remaining now. In comes the throw from Lou. Looking for Segura. Segura still on it. Segura into Marlowe. Marlowe under a bit of pressure here. Beckett closing Marlowe really fast. Marlowe still has it. This time Tanojo's following. Out for a throw in for JIS. And 3 more JIS subs. Off they go. And I might remind you, this is a key moment. Smith with a long shot, straight into the hands of Vanderpool. Smith visibly upset by a decision to shoot there. Slip through now to Widodo, who has to play another week for JIS. McRae closes very quickly. Well done by McRae to close the space. McRae trying to carry it out, wins the throw in now. Coach Kirk calling for his team to lift their game once again. Marlowe study over the throw in. In comes the throw. Sham jumps for a header. Segura. Smith following. Still in. Scott giving chase. Yusuf has the ball now. Yusuf clears long. Segura tries to control. Sham tries an incredibly long shot, and that comes to the annoyance of Coach Cook, who wants more composure than his team are currently offering. And yet another substitution. We've lost count of subs a long time ago for JIS. Understandable given how much they press, how much they run. They change very, very frequently. Requires a lot of anticipation from JIS to know that they interchange so seamlessly like the way they do. Segura carry the ball forward now. Segura with a cross. Well defended by number 4, Werjawan. Corner for ISB, leaving only Bremner back. Everyone else going forward. Marlowe playing the anchoring role. A lot rides on this chance. Segura lining it up now. Coach Kirk demanding his team to get into good positions. Segura preparing the run up. Assessing our options. Here it comes. Swung in by Segura. Looking for options. Bounces beyond them. McRae has a shot. Saved by the goalkeeper. ISB must retreat. Very good chance there. They did well, but it wasn't enough to break the resolute Dragons defense. Marlowe first to it. Wins the header. On to Smith. Marlowe with support. Smith still running. Smith some space now. Well defended. Cleared out rather rushingly by JIS, but they remain on the ball. Marlowe and Krapayun have to win it back. A bit of space for Smith. Marlowe looking for an option at the back post. Stabelski to give chase. Back to Smith on the wing now. Smith could run up another cross. Smith crosses in once again into the back cross. Oh, and it's saved once again by Vanderpool. But ISB not giving up. It comes tackled by JIS. Team demanding a free kick, a penalty, anything to go their way. Nothing to go their way yet. JIS penned in their own half. And finally, the free kick goes the way of ISB. And once again, Segura will have to collect herself amid the sea of loud shouts and cheers. A 3-person wall for JIS. A lot riding on this kick. The emotions are flying high here. Segura with a chance to cross. And it goes by Segura. Headed on by Stabelski with the back post for Smith. Saved by Vanderpool. Well drilled play there to find the head of Smith. But Vanderpool was there. ISB growing into the game now, and you get the feeling if ISB had 20 more minutes, they could get something. But they don't have 20 minutes. They have much less than that. And Coach Kirk much aggrieved by the offside decision given against his team. McRae gonna chase it down. Marlowe with a throw. Crunch time for ISB. Headed in by Smith. Controlled well by Marlowe. Looking high for Segura. Taken off her. Jason launches the attack. Scott emerges with the ball. Looking for Smith. And the 50-50 to fight for. Marlowe controls it once again. Tackled rather heavily. Both players on the floor. No foul though. Lifted over by Marlowe. Controlled by Smith. Into the feet of Stabelski, who fights Segura, who must chase this one down. Segura still giving chase. The energy is dwindling a bit for ISB, but the pressure is not. Krapayun, Shum giving chase. Comes out to Smith, who launches it in first time. Good ball into the back post. Yet another offside decision goes against ISB. This time it's Stabelski. And the pressure continues to mount. The seconds continue to lessen. McRae forward. Segura giving chase. Up it comes. 2 minutes of extra time now for ISB. Marlowe coming for it. Krapayun must chase back to ensure that doesn't go beyond her. Pokes it through Krapayun. Bremner. Well done by Bremner to escape the marker. Bremner going forward. Hit against Becker, who tries it long once again. Yusuf on the ball. Very few seconds left now for ISB. High by Yusuf. Chased down by Stabelski, who goes over. Free kick for ISB. If I'm exhausted here in the commentary box, well, I can only imagine how exhausted those players are. But they must find the energy for one last attack. With Bremner standing over it. Everyone but Scott's gone up now. Marlowe once again playing the anchoring position. The cheers are rising from ISB support. In by Bremner. Out by Sarmiento. Free kick goes the way of GIS. Frustration getting the better of the ISB coaches, and another substitution for GIS coming on. We have a break, a few seconds to breathe, as the Rudin comes on for Alsager. But those few seconds are very short-lived. We kick back up again. And the referee blows his final whistle, and that will be that. ISB 0, JIS 0. JIS just about make it. Depending on other results, ISB could find themselves in the final, but it looks unlikely. And also, depending on other results, JIS could find themselves in the consolation. Exciting, but not conclusive. ISB 0, JIS 0.